In the words of an immortal man, it was me, Austin. It was me all along. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Join in the conversation. Welcome back, everybody. You already know the script, how we walk into this. You know it's me, JarynDSB. This is the business decision. And we're here today with some news that I told you a couple weeks ago you could probably use. If you disregarded it, I'm sorry. But the Mac is back. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you've been under a rock, you too have probably heard the good news. Vince is back, but not in the way he was previously with the company. He's back to sell. Just to get to the point, he's not there to necessarily run the ship anymore. He's there to sell. He's got JP Morgan trying to help him with the sell of the company. We see there's a Saudi investment group that might want to buy. People are talking about Disney, NBC, Universal makes the most sense, obviously, the Peacock deal. And also seeing as how Raw is on USA. They've had a long-standing relationship with NBC. So it just makes you think, what the hell is gonna happen? And how did we even get here? Vince left the company in the first place because he had this whole sex scandal going on. Let's call it what it was. Woman after woman coming out saying that Vince had some sort of sexual relationship with them. Oh, excuse me. Not the women coming out. Someone who knew of the situation coming out and speaking about the situation. Therefore, no NDAs technically were broken. Right? That's neither here nor there. Vince ends up walking away from the company. Probably he was advised to walk away from the company, and rightfully so. Give it a couple months. Vince goes away. Triple H comes into power. Stephanie comes into power. They put into power the people who they think will help them usher in this new era in WWE and in professional wrestling. And in the 11th hour, when they least expected it, who came knocking at their door but the Grim Reaper? And not to take a soul, but to give one back. And who did he give back? Vincent Kennedy McMahon to the WWE. Now, some of you may remember, previously I said in my business decision to WWE a couple episodes ago, avoid Vince at all costs. And that was just a hope of mine. But all of us knowing Vince was a majority shareholder of Class B stock in WWE, he had all the pull, and he was going to eventually make this decision. The only question was when. And I guess now was the right time. Why? My thinking is he probably felt if he's not going to run it, he's going to put it in the hands of someone who might make more money off of it than he did and push it to further heights, with the hopes that Triple H, Stephanie still stay in power in that company, keep the company in the McMahon name. If I was Vince, man, I wouldn't sell that company. But I get where he's probably coming from. Shane's not in it. Stephanie's probably going to give it to Triple H, so he's probably like, sell the shit anyway, you know. Who's going to buy it? I think NBC buys it. It's been speculated, but I don't think anyone really thinks NBC's going to be that major of a player. But I don't think Disney makes sense unless they're going to fucking make a WWE theme park or some shit like that. And the Saudi investment group, them buying WWE, I can only imagine what they do. I mean, I'm not really sure. I have to research more into that group and what they're really into, what else they might have their hands in. I'm hoping for NBC just because it makes sense, and it's been a long-standing partnership up until this point. As for Vince, damn, man, he couldn't stay away. Motherfucker could not help himself. hey, I'll be one who spoke it into existence. My finger on the pulse, so to speak, kind of followed whatever murmurings might have been coming about, and lo and behold, here we are, 3 or 4 months after he retired. So we'll see where this goes. Are we going to get another WrestleMania match? It's just in time. Who knows? Get Austin back? You never know. You never really know with Vince. All we do know is that us outside of Vince's circle, have no chance. No chance in hell. On to some other news. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey was recently on the losing end of her title defense against a returning Charlotte Flair. Some people were happy, some people were not. I think we could all rejoice that the belt is off of Ronda. Correct? Should be no argument there. Where do we go from here with Ronda? My hope and my prayer is that Ronda Rousey goes home. She might be a phenomenal mixed martial arts fighter, or she might have been a phenomenal mixed martial arts fighter. But in terms of wrestling, professional wrestling, in what is called the squared circle, she cannot cut a promo. She has no charisma. In-ring psychology, In-ring ability, that's probably her best trait because she was an MMA fighter. So she knows, I guess, the moves, as they say. And then she's got the athleticism to get her by. Now, as far as a physique, I'm not going to get all into it, judging her through and through, but I'll compare her to her contemporaries. A Charlotte Flair, a Shayna Baszler, Bianca, a Becky, where they're not some of those girls aren't necessarily tall, aren't necessarily big. Ronda in a WWE ring has zero imposing presence about her. From what she can do in a ring, to how she looks in a ring, to what she says in a ring. Nothing about her gets over at all. We were all excited many moons ago at WrestleMania when she debuted. Some called it one of the biggest debuts probably ever. And how wrong we were then. I wish and I hope she goes away. We got little sightings of her and Shayna as a tag team. I hope that's not where they're going with this, with her. Shayna as a single, good. Push her, put the belt on her. She can cut a heck of a promo. She's believable. She can kick ass. She knows how to get her shit over. She knows how to work in the ring. She looks intimidating. Go ahead. But Ronda, I'm sorry. Send her back to Dana. Something. Bellator. One championship. Whoever. But as far as professional wrestling, she has got to go. End of story. Next. Roman and Sami. So this story took an interesting turn. So on the last SmackDown of the year, it was Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn versus John Cena and Kevin Owens. Long story short, Sami Zayn was pinned, and the team of Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn lost. And Roman brought that up on SmackDown. And Roman then brought up the point, why'd you call your shot? I get the feeling you're trying to be like me. Why are you trying to be like me? Do you want to be the tribal chief? And right there, we got a look inside of the breaking down of Sami Zayn's relationship with the bloodline. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm always trying to stay one step ahead, obviously. Always trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Sami Zayn, I don't know. I just feel like this is, of course, going to end up with him and Kevin Owens becoming buddy-buddy once again. Sami, somehow, some way, is going to end up taking one of those belts off of Roman. And then right at that time, just like in NXT, Kevin Owens is going to turn on Sami. Just like that NXT storyline. And then they're just going to play it out again on the main roster. Which, hey, I enjoyed that program between those two. So if they're going to do that again on a major scale for millions and millions of people to see in 2023, hey, I'm all here for it. So let's see where they go with this. I'm tuned in. Next, Ooh, a potential match of the night, at least for me personally, on this past AEW Dynamite. You know, lilies grow in swamps. And that just goes to show you that just because everything around you might look just black and disgusting, it might be just trash and shit. Something good sometimes can come out of that. And out of these ashes on a Wednesday night rose a beauty. Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe for the TNT title. Darby Allin is going into now, after winning that match, his second run as TNT champion. Since they took that belt off of him, if you ask me, no direction. He gave that belt a name. The TNT title, I'm sorry, Cody. I'm so sorry, Cody. I'm so sorry, Cody. But the TNT title is Darby Allin's title. When you take it off of him, and if you're not gonna have a guy like Miro, another different kind of imposing figure, so to speak, wearing that title, as we saw, it was just bouncing around. Putting it back on Darby, you're putting it on someone who every time he comes out, the fans are going to be into. Now we're back into all these interesting matchups and seeing the different guys he can work with and the different types of matches he can have. That's what we're back into. This is good right here. Whoever's call this was, Tony, looking at you. This was yours right here. I'm giving you the credit. You're the head booker. This is your show. This is a good move right here. So we got MJF. We'll get to him next. We got MJF, AEW champion, TNT champion. We got Darby. That looks phenomenal to me. Jade, TBS champion. That looks beautiful. Why do we need trios champions? But we have the Acclaimed as the AEW champions, and I like that. That should be FTR. But FTR should be leaving in April, so we'll see. But back to this match, Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe. These two have had hard-hitting matches in AEW over the past couple months, and now this is another one, and it delivered. Darby Allin, like I said, TNT champion once again. I can't wait to see the matches they book for him going forward. And lastly, talking about going forward, MJF versus Bryan Danielson. MJF kicked it old school on Bryan Danielson. You're going to have to win a series of matches on television to earn the number one contender title. And then you and I will have a 60-minute Iron Man match. And Bryan Danielson is out to prove that MJF doesn't wrestle every week because he can't wrestle every week. And MJF is just out to prove, as always, that he's better than Bryan Danielson, and he knows it. This is something, the really, really good ones, I'd never want to dig into. And this is another one. I want to see what happens. The bangers that Bryan Danielson is going to put on Wednesday after Wednesday after Wednesday, or if they put him on Friday, wherever, whenever, whatever time, banger after banger. That's what we're looking at from him. And I can't wait to see. And then the 60-minute Iron Man match. Oh, my goodness, between those two. Oh, man. This Tony's doing a good thing. The head is coming out of his ass. He's pulling his head out of his ass. We're getting good shit now. Whoever's back there pulling the strings, whoever's in his ear, I know it ain't Jericho. He's brain dead. Whoever's back there doing this, 2 thumbs up. Let's see now good execution going forward. That's all I got this week. This is the business decision. You know it's me, JarynDSB. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Join the discussion. Stocked Up Wrestling. You already know.